Shalom, Terry. My name is Yehoshua Ya'acov. I'm making this recording from Jerusalem. I'm turning up the volume right now so you can hear it. Again, I'll repeat. My name is Yehoshua Ya'acov, and I live in Jerusalem. I'm a didactic scientist, and I'm making this video about your video, just as a commentary. The 2012 timeline. What I observe empirically and logically in your thesis derived from Chinese methods of the yin yang and other Nostradamus and the Christian clerics work of the few centuries ago. Name escapes me at the moment. But the bottom line is what we have here is the laws of symmetry. I've been working on them they're unwritten, and the laws of symmetry are inherent in nature. First, the time wave, the 2012 fundamental change has already begun, and I observed it first in 1991. And in physics it's called the collapse of the local reality. It first came to the beginning of February 26th, 1991 with the invasion, the beginning of the invasion of Iraq, which wasn't completed for 12 years later. March 17th, 2003 it was completed. Then it followed on in the USSR, the Soviet socialist republics. The Soviet Union collapsed, did its local reality, which was its communism, and the 15 nations emerged. A year later, 1992, it collapsed, and Yugoslavia and another seven nations emerged. It collapsed in Israel on November 5th, 1995, with the murder of Rabin, and the local reality here was Zionism. It's collapsed in America, and around the world it's 4 or 5 other nations, and it's continuing. So what are we looking at? The collapse of the local reality. Local reality was the model, psychologic, anthropologic, sociologic model of man and mankind's organization, and obviously reductionally is behavior. It's giving to receive. The quantum reality is man and mankind's redemption, which is kabel b'shvil letet in Hebrew, receiving to give. I'm the author of the latter. And the trilogy Humanomics, which is some 2,500 pages, has 2 paradigms, receiving to give, and the integration of labor and economic paradigm, it's essentially body whole science and technology. I've seen and I'm familiar with the nature of your work, and not its detail, not its particularities, but it's important. The Nostradamus phenomenology of predictability, of proven predictability of events in the future is always been impressive, but in the Torah it's not so impressive. But we'll not get into that discussion at this time. Far more important, the collapse of the local reality is a global phenomenon, and at the end of it, man and mankind will inhabit the quantum reality, and that is the end of the world. I can assure you that there are 2 logarithms at work. In man and mankind, there is the logarithm, or the log of exile of man and mankind, which is anger, denial, negotiation, acceptance. So when the collapse of the local reality comes, what do we have? Which we have today, we have denial. Denial is in Israel, in particular, because the denial in Israel blocks the ascent of man and mankind to inhabit the quantum reality. When Israel ends it, so will the world end it. But having said that, what do we have? The reality we have, the collapse of the local reality, we're in denial. And in denial, that is the log of anger, denial, negotiation, acceptance. And there are a lot of people writing me who are negotiating. I had an email from England today. That said, but the logarithm of inhabiting the ascent of man and mankind into inhabiting the quantum reality in kabel b'shvil letet in Hebrew, which is receiving to give, receiving what? Receiving the authentic you, to give the authentic you. To who? To you. And your wife, family, children, community, nation, the world. Okay, this is the redemption of man and mankind. So the logarithm of inhabiting the quantum reality is awakening, with sustained awakening, atonement, restoration, and healing, because of a lot of damage, and a lot of injury and a lot of damage from man and mankind's exile. So this is where we are. This is what I see that is most valuable in your work. I applaud you and I encourage you, but I would offer to you that the perspective that is most important is the moderate one, because the world isn't coming to an end. Well, by definition, it very much has come to an end for behavioral man. I've begun a project which will take about 4 years, which will come online, and I think it will have global recognition and acceptance by about 2011, 2012. It's about the right timeline, which is called the Jerusalem Campaign, and it is to place a cognitive man on the earth sustainably. All we have today is behavioral man, and that's really the end of the world that is coming. It's the end of the world of behavioral man. We've already have the collapse of the logarithm. We're in the phase now of the transition from the old to the new, which is denial. And so you're correct, and it's important that your articulation be moderated and updated with the actual events and their particular meanings. And so I bless you from Jerusalem in Kabel B'Shilatet, which is receiving to give. You live in the most beautiful island. I've been to Hawaii. It's a lovely place. And I wish you blessing and success to you, to your work, to your family, if you have children, etc., your community, and especially to your nation. Vote for Obama. The 2009 plan for President Obama is Humanomics in general, and Receive it to Give, which is central organizing principle, and the integration of labor. I'm the author of the trilogy, Humanomics, and its two primary paradigms. So vote for Obama and you'll get them. He'll deliver them. And in the meantime, I respect your work and your science, and I wish you, again, Godspeed and success. And if you have any questions, you write me, you send me an answer to this video or an email, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. But you're absolutely right. The 2012 timeline is the end of the world for behavioral man, and it is a global phenomenon, and it is very significant. It can't be overstated. It's already out of the birthing room, and it's a regal birth, and it's nothing to be feared. Having said that, Terry, it's nice to meet you, and I look forward to hearing from you. All the best. Blessings from Jerusalem. Again, Kabel B'Shilatet. And when you hear that blessing, you should say, for you, Amen, so that the meta-narrative of the blessing devolves and descends upon you and your family and community. Thank you again. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Ya'acov from Jerusalem.